Hello, and welcome to the second video as part of our virtual transition to support you and your child through their transition from Year 6 to Year 7. This week we'll be focusing on school policies with regards to transport, break and lunch times, and social media and mobile phones. I will then be finishing by introducing 3 new members of your Year 7 tutor team. A large majority of our students will travel to and from the academy via bus. I'll be discussing our expectations, the steps to follow if there's been an incident on the bus, and I'll remind you about the application process should your child require a bus pass. Firstly, along with our high expectations within the academy, this extends to bus travel to and from the academy. If at any time your child is involved in an incident on the bus or is aware of an incident, you can report it to their tutor, head of year, student care team, or a member of the senior leadership team. While travelling on school transport, the following behaviour must not occur. Firstly, behaviour which impedes the ability of the driver to transport students safely. Secondly, behaviour and actions which make a student feel in distress or unsafe. And finally, any behaviour which brings the academy into disrepute. The following process will take place should your child be involved in any poor behaviour to and from the academy. Firstly, in all but serious cases, you will receive a phone call from the head of year or a member of SLT informing you of the poor behaviour. This will then result in a behaviour being logged on our behaviour system. If this behaviour continues on future travel to and from the academy, a fixed term or permanent ban will then be issued to your child. If you have not already done so, please ensure that you have applied for travel assistance via the Northamptonshire County Council website. A link to this can be found on the transition section of our website, as well as within this week's copy of the newsletter. As an academy, we are unable to track or check the progress of any application. This must be completed via the Northamptonshire County Council website. Once a bus pass has been successfully processed, we will receive it here at the academy, ready to hand to your child on the morning of their first day. The next policy and information is break and lunch times. At Corby Business Academy, students have one break of 25 minutes and a lunchtime of 30 minutes throughout each school day. Break time will be either on slot A or B. Year 7 will be on slot B. This means prior to their break time, Year 7 students will be in their tutor time with their tutors. Students' lunchtime will take place during a 30-minute slot during their lesson 4. This will be with different year groups, as students will take lunch with the faculty their lesson is taking place in at the time. Before starting break and lunch times, students will be dismissed by their teacher or tutor in an orderly manner. While moving around the academy, going to the restaurant or to access outdoor areas, students must follow the following expectations. They must make their way to their locker to collect their lunchbox or bag in a very calm and sensible way. They must then proceed in the same manner towards the restaurant. Once in the restaurant, if they choose to purchase food, they must queue in single file and wait patiently and politely with other students. They must do this also if they are accessing the outdoor area. They must do this in a calm and sensible way. In the next part of the video, I'll discuss more about our expectations regarding break and lunch times. In order to ensure our academy can support the large amounts of students during their break and lunchtime, the following rules and expectations must be followed. Firstly, we take pride in our environment and ensure all litter and recycling is placed in the appropriately labelled bins. We tidy away plates from the restaurant and tuck our chairs when we have finished eating. We eat our lunch in the restaurant or outside seating area. Food cannot be consumed on the astroturf or any other area of the building. We move from communal spaces at transition periods between lessons in a timely manner. We use toilets and water fountains responsibly during our break and lunchtime and not during lesson time. We communicate politely and appropriately with the members of our academy community. We do not interrupt others' conversations. We always maintain a smart appearance with our uniform when moving around the academy building. For example, our shirts must always be tucked in with blazers and ties on. And finally, we respect our own and others' personal space and refrain from unnecessary physical contact with peers. Finally, during break and lunch times, students will have access to the astroturf. They can use it to play football and other games, but they can also use it to walk and talk with their friends. Students must provide their own footballs. These will not be available to borrow from anywhere in the academy. Please note that the astroturf is used as a learning environment in both PE lessons and community use. Therefore, all equipment on the astroturf must be treated with complete respect. The final policy I'll be discussing today is the use of social media and mobile phones. Firstly, we recognise at Academy that mobile phones and devices form an important part of young people's lives. We also recognise that children will communicate with their parents or carers at the start and at the end of each day. However, devices and mobile phones must be switched off before entering the Academy building. If a device or mobile phone is seen by a member of staff, it will be confiscated and taken down to student services, where a student can collect it at the end of the day. With regard to social media, we urge that everybody uses it in a positive manner, and it's never used to promote antisocial behaviour, to use malicious or derogatory language, or to bully others. In the next part of the video, I'll be discussing how the Academy, parents and carers, and students can work together to use age-appropriate social media. This will help to promote a positive culture within the Academy. To support our approach to social media and mobile phones, we ensure that all students understand the risks that the internet brings. We have assemblies that remind students of the dangers that they may face when publishing content online, particularly on social media websites and apps. Students are at risk of cyberbullying and may become involved in cyberbullying themselves. So therefore, as a parent or carer, there are a few actions you can take to protect your children from the risks of the internet. Firstly, knowing what apps are installed on your child's mobile device. Secondly, knowing the passcode to access the device if needed. Thirdly, understanding that once content is shared with others, it cannot be taken back. And finally, knowing who your children are talking to. This approach ensures that we are safeguarding your children against the risks posed by the internet. The next section is our transition information. A reminder that will be informing you which tutor group your child has been placed in via text message or email on Thursday the 16th of July. If you have not already done so, please ensure you and your child have completed your student questionnaire. This must be completed by the 3rd of July. Student questionnaires are used to help place students into their new tutor group. We try to ensure that your child is placed in a tutor group with at least one of the friends they have mentioned on their questionnaire. We advise that you have a minimum of 2 friends mentioned from your primary school. This will help us place your child in their correct tutor group. Last week, we informed you about our literacy and reading element of our transition, the Corby Big Transition Read, using the Book of Hopes. Staff have been hard at work having their chosen extracts recorded for you to view. Another opportunity to meet your new staff at Corby Business Academy, including one from our Associate Principal, Mr. Underwood, reading Blanket. Keep an eye out for more extracts between now and the end of the year. You'll find these on our school website or searching Corby Business Academy on YouTube. The final part of our video this week is some more instalments of our Meet the Tutor team. Firstly is Mr. Corby, who will be tutoring for 7A. He is also the Director of Computer Science and IT. He is really looking forward to meeting you all. However, if you're in his form, he's hoping to be able to help you settle in and enjoy your new school as soon as possible. A little bit about him: he's a huge Liverpool fan and a keen golfer. However, he hates selfishness. Other than golf, he enjoys spending time with his own children, and pay particular interest to him on a Monday, because if he's wearing a red tie, it means Liverpool have won at the weekend. His 3 top tips for starting secondary school are: it's nowhere near as scary as you think. Secondly, try your best in all your lessons. And 3, don't be afraid to ask for help. The next part of our Meet the Tutor is Mr. Wilson, who will be tutor for 7B. He is also a teacher of maths. He's been at the academy since it opened and has held many different roles. He's looking forward to meeting you all and helping on your journey during your time at Corby Business Academy. He's also a very keen golfer. However, don't be surprised if you're in his lessons and he's pushing you to give things a go. He also enjoys playing on the stock market, so if you're in one of his math lessons, why not ask him what that entails? His 3 top tips for starting secondary school are: firstly, start as you mean to go on by developing good habits. Secondly, be organised by having everything that you need for the day. And finally, have the courage to ask when you are not sure what to do. Our third and final instalment of Meet the Tutor team this week is Mr. Duncan, who will be tutor for 7C, and he's also a teacher of maths. He's really looking forward to meeting you all. However, if you're in his form, make sure you're doing things right, because he's used to winners and expects to be topping the tutor group table at the end of the year. A little bit about him: he's also a big Liverpool fan. He enjoys fishing and playing on game consoles. He hates swearing and bullying. Something you may want to ask him though: his fun fact is that he has seen the end of a rainbow. His 3 top tips for starting secondary school are: experience as many different after school clubs as you can, get to know the students in your classes, and be willing to try new things. Finally, should you have any questions from the information received in the newsletter, on this video, or anything as part of the transition process, please use the email address to get in contact with us below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in our next weekly video.